Marvel's got a lot of stuff going on. Marvel's got a lot of stuff going on, and apparently they have 4 movies coming out, real soon. 2026, 2027, whatever it is. That's crazy. 2028. Can't get my dates straight. Nonetheless, 4 movies. Potential new Black Panther. Looks like that might have been soft confirmed. Maybe not. The reviews for 28 years later are in, including my out of the theater reaction. So we'll discuss that and more on the show here today with myself and Steph Sabraw. So let's get into it. It's the show here today. It's Kristian Harloff show. I'm ready. You're ready. Here we go. Welcome back to the show, everybody. It is Thursday's show. I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. Why? Because it's me and Steph Sabraw once again. Whoa, Steph, I like the hair.
Oh, thank you. The heat has gotten my waves crazy.
Crazy. I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. So yeah, we were. I think you were sent the wrong link, as was I, and I was like, it was so funny. I was looking at the before when I signed in. I was like, why am I on yesterday's stream? And I thought it was just a me thing. And when you said it, I was like, oh, it must have just been, it happens.
Yeah, I know. I saw the title. I was like, okay, that's
wrong one.
It.
So I don't have all of them yet because I'm waiting for Mike to get back on the show. But where on Tuesday, Mike was on with Roxy, and something about someone asked him why he was in a tank. And it's Mike, he's an actor. I was like, when were you in a tank? He's like, no, you idiot. He was wearing a tank top, whatever, right? So but then I said, people need to start making Photoshops of him. And what started was brilliant.
Oh my God, that is excellent, you guys.
Those were Luke's. Then there were a ton of them that were sent to me in Twitter. I haven't gotten all of them yet, but they're really good. So I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna put it together, and I'm next week when Mike's on the show. And there's an old school movie that I'm sure you haven't seen called Stripes with Bill Murray.
No.
And I want to put the theme song to Stripes on there. So
that's really good.
It's gonna be good. So today you've got to go up against John Rocha again. 113 today.
We can do this.
I think you can do it. It's like you were like the person to beat, and right now you've been slumping a little bit.
Yep.
Just a little bit. Yep. But I think we'll pick it up today. We got some good stories to talk about, starting with this one. Marvel Studios, who said they were going to do some slowing down. Well, it doesn't look like they're slowing down, Steph, because they have 4 movies coming out in 2028. Disney Pictures has announced that Marvel Division is scheduled to release an untitled movie on December 15th, 2028. That would make the 4th feature that Marvel has set aside for release in 2028, following the already earmarked for February, May, and November of that year. The news caught many a surprise, as Bob Iger has publicly spoken about how the company has lost focus by making too much, and so intended to reduce the output to more than 3 films per year. And then July's Fantastic Four First Steps will mark the 3rd and final film to be released in 2025. Both 2026 and 2027 presently only have 2 Marvel films set to open each year. Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avenger Doomsday is 2026, and an untitled project, and Avengers Secret Wars, in 2027. It's widely expected at least some of these 2028 films, none of them which reveal titles, will be pushed back to the coming years in 2029. In terms of what the special projects could be, Black Panther 3 seems fairly certain to be one, along with Shang-Chi sequel and an untitled X-Men film by Michael Leslie. Development on Blade is on hold, and Armor Wars has slowed down right now. Meanwhile, Marvel Studios has also reportedly axed its Marvel Studios Assembled series, one-off specials that go into the making of MCU projects in order to hype their releases. That news isn't surprising, as the Agatha All Along special was the last one produced. Marvel Studios has also finally announced the Thunderbolts home video dates with the title set to hit digitally on July 1st, followed by a disc release on July 29th. So, Steph, it is a little shocking, as they say in the report there. You've got Bob Iger, who has famously said, no, we're not going to make as much. It's more about quality now, not quantity. But kind of don't listen to that because we have 4 movies coming out now in 2028. 3 was a lot at one point. 4, I don't think there's a world where 4 comes out. Do you?
I don't think so. I just feel like they're doing, for example, with Across the Spider-Verse, I feel like they're really taking their time. So it is curious, like you said. I feel like it's the opposite of what they've been saying and doing. They really did slow it down. Like, we don't even know when Spider-Verse is coming out. And so I don't think so. I don't think I feel like that, because they would have to be already moving on it. And I mean,
They might
maybe
be,
they
though.
are.
They might be.
What?
They
Yeah,
might
but
be
they might be.
because I think that the thing that I do, there's 2 things. One, I think that all of those movies that are planned are all going to production and are all going to happen. I don't think that I think November into December is really tough when you're in a spot right now that you don't have. If it was like 5-6 years ago, and I'm like, look, they're ballsy, but they keep hitting. I mean, Thunderbolts is a good movie and it did poorly.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four needs to do well, and then the Avengers movies obviously need to do well. I think that report was right. I think Shang-Chi sequel, and I think that the other one, Black Panther, which it looks like we'll get into that story in a little bit. It looks like they are pushing that one forward. I feel like with the heat that Ryan Coogler has right now, they're going to push his movie. I feel like the fact that Denzel Washington came out and said that he was in the movie, I feel like now they're talking to more people. We're gonna have a story in just a little bit about potentially who that they're gonna replace T'Challa, and then we might have our replacement now. So everything seems to be pointing in Black Panther 3 right now. Do you think that's a potential?
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like that because of all the speculation and the kind of confirmed conversation around it,
Right.
it would make sense. I feel like if it's not just a placeholder, to kind of like tell other studios we're probably coming at this time, then that would seem like the most likely plan moving forward, because like we were just saying, they would have to be moving forward with it, and maybe he does have a script ready for that, and then that would make more sense in that timeline.
I feel like the script is ready because even when he was talking about, because well, Denzel, I think, spoke a little too soon a couple months ago. I mean, not a couple months, so it was months ago. And recently, Ryan Coogler addressed it and pretty much confirmed that Denzel would be in it. I think it obviously takes I think the Magneto call of Denzel playing Magneto is not going to be a thing. I think he's going to be in Black Panther. The question of who or what, I don't know. It's funny, though, that all these stories about Black Panther are coming out now. Sam and I just watched Black Panther Wakanda Forever yesterday because we wrapped up She-Hulk. We finished She-Hulk. Episodes 1 through 3 aired. 4 through 6 air tomorrow. And then I'm going to put the remainder on Saturday so I can put Black Panther up on Tuesday, because I think I'm going to shift a little bit. Normally I've followed everything, by release order for her, but what she hasn't done yet and what I haven't done yet is that we have not watched something together that we both haven't seen. And I think we're going to do that with Ironheart.
Okay.
She just did Black Panther, so she'll know who it is, and I think that way they're only releasing 1 through 3 and then 4 through 6. Like it's only 6 episodes, so I think we'll do all 3 in one video, and then we'll do that, and then we'll jump back to it because she now she knows who Riri is, so it makes sense for her.
What are your thoughts going into Ironheart?
I'm not credibly excited for it. I especially after watching the movie again, there's a lot of things that hit inside of that movie, but I still think that she was just kind of forced into it. I didn't like her introduction and how they introduced her at all. I don't think she had the reaction that they were hoping for in order to justify having a full series for her. I think she's a good actress. I just don't think she's got that kind of pop where you're like, okay, I want to see a full show about this character. And there doesn't seem to be a lot of excitement around the show at the moment. But then again, it could be very surprising. It also doesn't bode well for it. I think that they're kind of giving it the somewhat of the Echo treatment, where they're like, here's 1 through 3, here's the rest, and here's Fantastic Four now. What about you? What about you?
Kind of similar. Like, I was really excited for the introduction of the character, and I do like her as an actress. I didn't love her arc in the movie. I didn't love the character's arc in the movie, so I didn't fully fall in love with the character. And I've thought about, like, what would I think work or doesn't work in terms of introducing characters, because on one hand, I understand, like, a show to flesh out a character, but then it's like I kind of want to see their whole origin story so I can really be like, oh, okay, I want to see this character in the movies. And I have that similar discussion with all of, like, the new Avengers. It's like, what introduction worked for me, what didn't. Obviously, Bucky is, like, so great because I feel like he was in that original movement where they were so good at grounding their characters, and then, like, you just wanting to follow them. Like, Iron Man and Captain America have the best intros still to this day for me. But they have their own solo movies, so it's tough.
Right. Yeah, and I just think that, and even again, I just watched the movie yesterday, Wakanda Forever, and like it's just a little inconsistent. They show up to get her in the college dorm, and she's just, as she would be, she's in awe, but she's still hesitant. And then she gets taken to this water world, and she's there, and she's scared out of her mind, as she would be. And then she's like, oh, I'm gonna go back to Wakanda, and then she almost drowns, and then she's flying around in the sky, no problem, like she's Iron Man, and there was no build to it. She just is able to do that. Now, she did it the first time when they were at the dorm, but it was like wonky, and she was kind of maneuvering it, and she's just able to fight Namor. Like, how? Like, she shoots Namor and gets him, and I'm like, there was no build to it. And it's surprising because Ryan Coogler is so good at building characters, and it felt like me back then, and it felt like it even more watching it. She was thrown into this to say, hey, this is going to be a very popular movie, and we got it. Because remember, at the time, they showed this D23 trailer in 2022. Like, this show was supposed to come out like 3 years ago. So I'm curious to see where this world goes and how and if it delivers. I hope it does. I mean, I hope it's solid. They need a win right now.
Is Ryan Coogler producing, or is he attached? He's producing.
You're talking about the movie, or are you talking about
show?
Ironheart. He's producing.
Ironheart.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was like that movie had so much to accomplish. So it's like really hard to judge. I'm excited to see what the character does in her own show with kind of more space to move. Like, that movie was like, we were all like, what are they going to do? This is the hardest position to be in for for a movie maker. This is crazy. And then in that, obviously the studios were pressing for her character, which like makes sense in the scheme of things, but I think it was just like a tough place to be in. So I welcome like a freer introduction.
If it was I think that if they were in a position where they were supposed to be, obviously, because they started writing part 2 before Chadwick Boseman had passed, and then they were Ryan Coogler, to his credit, maneuvered a very emotional story using stuff of not only his lead actor, but someone who became a personal friend. And it was there's some very emotional, huge, touching moments in it. And what they accomplished in the time that they did, I said it back then, and I said it again after watching it, is really extraordinary. And I don't want to ruin it for people as far as what Sam thought about it, because we finished that one. We watched the last episode of She-Hulk together because we hadn't done that yet, and then we went right into Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I can say that she did not like She-Hulk at all.
Oh my!
No, she did not. No! It was terrible. And
I never know where that's the interesting part about Sam. I feel like every time I look at one of her reviews with you, it's like I never know where she's gonna land, other than on really emotional stuff. I know she's gonna feel it because she's an empath, and I like that about her. But everything else, I have no idea where she's gonna land.
She didn't know for me after we watched the first 3, because Roxy's like, you influenced her. I was like, I promise you, I did not. I had such a poker face throughout the entire thing, and then at the end, Sam even says to me, she goes, "You liked that, didn't you?" And I go, "I actually didn't at all." And she's at the end. It's a funny moment, and I'll spoil it for people who are watching this too. In the finale, there's something that happened, like the ending happens where I hated the ending of She-Hulk when she's walking around the writer's room and all that nonsense. Sam looked at me at one point, she pauses and she put her hands around my neck and started choking me. I said, "I didn't make the show."
Oh my god.
She hated it. She hated it so much.
Oh god, I'm gonna tune into that review. It's so bad. I'm like starting to understand the world of people who watch reactions, because I like a lot of people's reactions too now. And I do fall into where I think the majority is. It's like you're either there to watch someone love the movie you love or hate the movie you hate.
100%. Yeah, we had it was funny because yesterday I was talking to Luke about it. I said, I just don't really understand how YouTube works at all, right? Because I'm like, after doing it for all these years, still don't get it. And I'm like, the Final Destination reactions that we were doing were pretty popular. One, popular enough to where people were checking out with me and Tina. And I'm like, well, the only one they're going to really want to watch is the sixth one, where it's a new one. I haven't seen it. Tina hasn't seen it, and we're going to check that. That one will do well. And I put it out yesterday, and it was like doing bad, and I'm like, I don't get it. And then today, today I woke up, and now it's doing great. So it was like it took time for people to see it. I don't know, but and Luke said it too. He's like, it'll catch on. Just give it a little bit of time. But we were both like scratching our heads, going, I don't know what's happening. It's maybe pushed around. No idea.
I can't wait to see her reaction on that.
On She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Yeah. She-Hulk. It's. I mean, you should see the first three. She starts the first one. She didn't mind. Same with me. I didn't mind the first two. It's what happens afterwards. And but we agreed that Tatiana Maslany is great, because people kept asking me, they're like, why are you showing her this? And I said, because I think she's going to be in Secret Wars.
I really hope that they find a way to, because obviously the show was made separate from kind of the entire MCU vibe that we're used to. And I like that. And I get why people didn't like that. And I do understand a need for this character. If she's going to be in the greater story, it needs to fit a little bit more by the rules that we're used to and kind of the stories that are working for the groups. But it would be such a shame to not utilize Tatiana Maslany to the fullest extent.
I agree. And you should, give her the treatment that you did. Like when you saw what happened with the way that they kind of watered down Kingpin in Hawkeye, right? Because they were gearing on to do a kind of watered down in general version of what Daredevil was. And then they turned that around and they paid justice to how Kingpin was in the Netflix series. And they even let him be that version in Echo, right? Let's see a different version of She-Hulk. And I know in the comics she talks to the cameras and all that stuff. I understand that, but the problem with that show and Thor: Love and Thunder is that it seems like they're making fun of being in comic book stuff more than it feels like they're embracing it. And like Deadpool does it too, but it feels like he's still embracing the fact that he's in the movie, and it feels like it still feels real even when he's goofing around. Those two things, it's like I felt like I was watching Saturday Night Live, and not a good version. So anyway,
I feel like they'll have to balance what world we're living in with these newer Avengers, and because I know, like, for example, Daredevil and She-Hulk, they kind of have like completely different lives than the normal superhero stuff we're used to watching. So I think that they're having a problem like balancing when they bring them in to the other world, what it looks like.
Yeah, it's a question like to see how it's all going to fit into the world for sure. And then also, as we're talking about these 4 movies that are coming out in 2028, it's like, all right, and Shang-Chi, you would assume it has to be Shang-Chi Part 2 because they've done nothing with the character. Like,
I know.
Nothing. And the character and the movie, first of all, that was another one I watched with Sam again, and I'm glad I did. Feel the same way I did about it. I think it's a really solid movie that unfortunately was given. Well, now we got to have a Marvel ending. I didn't like it's a Marvel
CGI
movie.
dragon.
Yeah, it's just too much for me. But I love the characters. I love the father and son and daughter thing and everything that they had to do and the tragedy of the family and bring it. Like I thought he was great in it. I thought Aquafina was really good. I thought everybody was really solid in that movie. The bus scene is such a great scene. And the characters is great. I like the character of Shang-Chi, and I was like, okay, where do we go with this character? And they set up this whole thing in the post, and it's like, now that they're doing anything with them, show up. He's going to show up, obviously, in the Avengers, but if that gives you an opportunity to then spin that and give him the second film, I think you take a shot with that one.
I agree. I think that one was a hit, and it was during the like pandemic time when the theaters were just reopening.
Mhm.
So I feel like to me that feels like a no-brainer. It's such a fun character. He's a great actor and he's well loved. So it's like, I don't know, it feels simple.
It is. And the other thing I think that we'll bring that up too. It is a separate story, but then Fantastic Four 2 is going to get their movie. But I think all that makes sense to me. Black Panther 3, Shang-Chi 2, and then Spider-Man and all that. Then you got to just stick with X-Men and Fantastic Four moving forward, I think, because that to me, it seems like that's the strategy overall.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think that when we get after the second, after Secret Wars, they're going to lead heavy with X-Men. So that seems to be the strategy.
Yeah, I agree. I'm an X-Men girly. I cannot wait for the X-Men era to re-arrive.
Yeah, I am too, and I'm so curious. How do you think? You think that it's? I feel like the first one, Doomsday, is going to really focus heavy on the Fox X-Men, like the Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, all of them. And then I think the second movie is going to introduce all of our new X-Men to where we can then say, okay, let's go. Like they kind of passing the torch finally,
And yeah, I think that's probably what they're gonna do, but I also am curious if there's any solo character to be slated in the same way that we got introduced to the original Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Like are they gonna bank on any just personal storylines, or are they only gonna do the whole group together?
It's interesting. I mean, as far as Avengers go, you mean? Or X-Men?
No, X-Men.
I think, I know I've gotten to this conversation many times over. I think you open with a collective X-Men movie. You start with X-Men, and what you don't do this time, you don't focus it heavy on Wolverine. You've got to focus it on Cyclops. Yeah. You've got to make him the lead. You got to like really embrace the other X-Men first. Get that big team one first. Get everyone excited and build those characters, and then spin-off movies. It's got the luxury of not having to build to the team movie, as where they had to build to the Avengers, you got to build to the Justice League. This is you want to see them together first. You want to see how they work together, and then if you do a separate Wolverine movie, you do a separate Cyclops movie, you do a separate Magneto movie, whatever. You do kind of take a page, if you can, off of what DC is kind of doing, right? But do it. I'd like to see. Wouldn't you like to see like a $60 million A24 type of Magneto movie?
Oh my gosh, yes! Magneto's always on the top of my list of solo movies I'd like to see.
Love to see that. So, anyway, there's a lot going on, man, with Marvel in general. What do you guys think? What do you make of it? You think that they should do 4 movies? Do you think they're even going to do 4 movies? Is one of those going to get pushed back, one of the November or December movies, and pushed into 2027? And should they do that? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know, whether it is in the live chat, whether it's on the replay, or whether it's on the Clips channel. Currently at 10,500 subscribers on that Clips channel, man. And I really, really hope that you guys are heading on over there. We see the numbers growing every day on the Clips. You guys are checking out. If you missed the show, you can find the clips over there. I see less of the comments about where are the time codes, because you don't need time codes anymore. You just go to the Clips channel and you can watch the segments there if you want to. We just mentioned Black Panther, and we were talking about how that movie is coming out eventually. Black Panther 3, it seems like it's inevitable. And the question kept being, what are we going to do? Is Shuri going to be the Black Panther again? Are we going to replace T'Challa? Is it going to be a multiverse version of the T'Challa's son. Well, we might know who's playing him. We talked about this yesterday. Damson Idris hints he has already spoken to Marvel about taking over the T'Challa role. It seems there might have been some truth to the rumor that Damson Idris, F1, was in talks to play the MCU's new Black Panther after all. Mark Cassidy says the recent report that Marvel Studios might be searching for an actor to take over from the late Chadwick Boseman as a new take on T'Challa in the MCU led to several big names being churned out by the rumor mill, including Damson Idris, the up-and-coming British snowfall star who has a key role in this week's F1, the movie, alongside Brad Pitt, was said to be one of the actors who passed on the opportunity to play T'Challa and was asked about the rumor on social media shortly after. Idris jokingly responded, though not everyone picked up on the sarcasm, that he also turned down 007, a co-lead with Daniel Day-Lewis, and an Eddie Murphy biopic. However, it seems there may have been at least some truth to the rumor. While visiting today via EW, Idris was asked to participate in a game in which he could only give a yes or no answer to a series of questions. There's some speculation out there in the universe that you could be cast as the next Black Panther. Have you had any conversations about that? Yes or no? Idris let out a groan before responding yes, no. Though the actor declined to elaborate, he didn't hesitate with a yes when asked if he had agreed to play the part or if given the opportunity. Although the initial rumor suggested that Kevin Feige and company were searching for a new actor to play a variant of the same character that Boseman portrayed, it seems more likely the studio is actually in the process of casting an actor for the role of the original T'Challa's son, who was introduced at the end of Wakanda Forever. Whoever ends up accepting the role, the new T'Challa is expected to debut in one of the upcoming Avengers movies before going on to a bigger part in Black Panther 3. During 2022 interview, Ryan Coogler admitted he'd be glad to stay on this franchise for as long as the folks will have me. And he said, I feel blessed that I had the opportunity to work in these movies. When I got asked to do the first one, I was like, it was like a moving train. I thank God every day that I was able to jump on it and meet these people, these actors, to meet Chadwick during some of the last years of his life. I'll do it as long as folks will have me, but I think it's bigger than just me or Joe. Between the first and second movie, we made $2 billion at the box office, which is what matters the most to corporations. So I'd hope that continues. I hope people are still making movies about Wakanda long after we are gone. Okay. Starting with the end there, Ryan Coogler. This is what I'm saying. I said this many times over. They are blessed to have him in general, B, the fact that he was the one who essentially set up this world. I hope, and I know he just said that he'd be on it as long as they want him. I hope after the third one, he moves on. Not because of any other reason except I want to see more things like Sinners. I want to see more original things. The guy is a next level type of director storyteller. He writes these things. He does. I want to see more original stories from him. I don't want to see him live in this world. I know how special and how personal the world is to him. He walked away from Creed and he loved that world. He walked away from Creed. I know there's a lot more money involved in the Marvel. I get it. But I'd like to see him move on. That being said, the fact that he is doing the third one, that they are going to do, there was no world. I mean, there was a world. I don't think it would have went over well. I think they made the right decision in how they handled Chadwick Boseman's passing at the time. I think replacing him at that time with another T'Challa wouldn't have only been jarring for the audience. And this is something that we've heard many arguments about, how they should recast T'Challa, done that. I also think it would have been very hard and painful for the cast at the time, who was still really grieving Chadwick, and you could see it in the performances. I don't know how much of that performance when they're grieving him is performance and how much of it is real. And because it was so current. And then the other thing is at the time, if they would have recast somebody at that time, it would also been very hard and challenging emotionally for that person to do it. So I think the time is right now. I think people understand it's time. You have the benefit of the multiverse thing. I think it's time. And I do think it'll wind up being his son as a variant, and because how they gonna explain how he aged? They're not gonna, what are they gonna do 15, 20 years later? They can't do that. So that was a lot. What do you make of all of it?
I'm kind of with you on all sides of this. I am big Ryan Coogler fan. I want to see what he does outside with his own original stories. He has a few that are already like fantastic. So I mean, I can't get over the introduction of Stack and Smoke. Within like their first 2 lines, I was like, I would watch 8 seasons of a show of these 2 characters.
Right.
So giving him more, like having him have that freedom of creating his own characters is what's more exciting to me now. But Black Panther is one of my favorite movies. He created that world. He helped create that world. So I want to see Black Panther 3 too. And I think he has great discretion, like you mentioned, Creed, of when to keep going or when to stop. And I completely agree that they made the absolute right decision with what they did. I think it was the most respectful to all parties and will make more sense in the long run, which that must have been so daunting because at the time I didn't know if it was the right decision or not. But now, hindsight's everything. It feels like it completely was. And so now they kind of have that freedom again to have this character be brought to life in a different form because it wouldn't have made sense. Like that was just his rendition. And I feel like it needs a whole new story. So I'm excited to see what it will be like. And I think it will be a lot easier moving forward than to start where they were with Black Panther 2.
Yeah, agreed. Because you've got more time, and it's got to play into, as they said in the article, it's going to come after Secret Wars, I believe. And you're going to they're going to introduce so much stuff and so many different multiverses and ways that whatever the benefit of it is that whoever is announced, whether it's Idris or not, you're going to get this Black Panther moving forward, and that will be our Black Panther moving forward, because I think, thank God, after Secret Wars, we're done with the multiverse. It's over. Somehow or another, the whole thing's going to be just taken out one way or another. And we're just going to have our set of characters in the Fantastic Four, X-Men, and they'll be able to set again. And we'll have Shang-Chi, we'll have Black Panther, we'll have Spider-Man, we'll have all these people kind of moving forward. So we'll see how it plays out. Guys, what do you think about it? You think that, first of all, we're going to have a new Black Panther? You think Idris is that the person? What do you think? What do you think? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. And then again, what happens with Ryan Coogler moving forward? Should he stay on for as long as they want him? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Okay, Steph, I forget because I know Mike saw it. Did you see the promo for the comic book yet?
Oh, no.
Oh, you haven't. So you haven't seen your
No.
artwork. Okay, I'll show you before. Let's check this out. Hold on. Is this it? I think this is it. In a world. No, I'm not going to do that, but I'm excited. It's been a while. We've been working on this one. One of our amazing members, patrons, artist extraordinaire, Wicked Art, has been working on this for a long time, and that is the Capes and Cowls comic book. It's here, guys. The whole thing is here. Now, if you are a member or you're a patron, you have access to this, obviously, but there's a little bit more to this now. What we're going to be doing is we are going to go through this entire run, this entire storyline. We're going to get all of the dialogue from everybody involved in it, with myself, Winston, Coy. There's a lot of great cameos and other things in there, and people that you know. And we're going to have some fun with this. We're going to take the voices, we're going to take the sound effects and music and all of that, and we're going to put it into one big episode that you guys can watch. Now, patrons and members will get access to it first, but then we're going to make it public. So this is so exciting. And the work that has been put in this by Wicked Art has just been amazing. So as you see the art here, there's so much more. You can access all of this if you go to Patreon or members now, and you can check it out. It's available to all members, all patrons. But it's going to be a fun ride. So just want to let everybody know the Capes and Cowls comic book adaptation is coming, and we'll be excited to bring it to you. How great is that?
Wait, you guys, I look so hot.
It
Should we
is.
talk about it? I look so good.
Roxy said too. Is and the best is that that whole shot. It's like, because you know what else?
Man, you got lots of scenes together.
My God, yes.
We got so many scenes. Hello.
That's amazing. Hi. Hi. Did
Nice
you
to
like
see
my look in the comic book?
Oh, mamas, did you see mine?
Right, now I match your form.
Yeah, I got leather jacket on and whatnot. I look slick.
Right. I have green tips in my hair. It matches your hat. Like, we're
Green
set
what?
for prom.
What'd you say? You got green what?
I got green tips on my hair.
I was hoping for
Also
something.
green nipples. Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Yes.
It's what
You
makes
know
me
me so well.
unique.
It's like a Christmas present.
Right.
Thank you.
It's like, wow. Well,
Yeah.
it's like my mistletoe at all times.
Well, mistletoe, camel toe, same thing, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
All my characters should have a camel toe, so I could stand in solidarity with you.
Now you're just speaking truth. And I think that everybody's going to be so happy with everything that we're doing. And now I'm dead.
Oh no.
I died.
Oh no.
Okay.
Rest in peace to a real one. Until he's back again.
Until he's gone. Until he's back. So yeah, there's a lot of
he
scenes.
rises.
Yeah, there's a lot of scenes with you and him that are just gonna be like, it's a lot of that stuff, which is gonna be
That
great.
is so awesome. Well done. That is
really
really
And it's the whole
amazing.
thing. Yeah, and everybody has access to it, so people got to check that out.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're sticking with the Marvel stuff. We got more Marvel stuff because we were talking about Fantastic Four. Well, the sequel is already in development, Steph. How about that? Are you surprised? I'm not. At all, because they already probably get good numbers coming out. They know what's going on. And Marvel Studios recently added a fourth movie to its busy 2028 slate, and a new report suggests one of the possibilities is a sequel to Fantastic Four. And here's a Secret Wars update. Also, Josh Wilding, who says Marvel Studios now has 4 movies dated for 2028, but what will fill those slots? It's highly unlikely that we'll get that many MCU titles in a single calendar year, particularly as Kevin Feige's focus returns to quality over quantity. Disney also tends to reserve more slots than it needs, ultimately using them for different projects. When Blade vacated its November 2025 date, for example, that was quickly taken by 20th Century Studios' Predator Badlands. 2026 sees the release of Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday, while we're getting Avengers, Secret Wars, and an untitled July movie like Doctor Strange 3 in 2027. 2028 is shaping up to be a fresh start for the MCU, as the post-Secret Wars version of the franchise is expected to be a soft reboot, creating a world inhabited by the Avengers, X-Men, and Fantastic Four. Fans are already speculating that the multiverse saga final movie, Avengers movie, could become a two-parter. But for what it's worth, Daniel Rickman has heard nothing about Secret Wars being split in two and spread across 2027 and 2028. In a report from Variety about Marvel's 2028 slate, it said other Marvel projects in development that could wind up opening in 2028 could be Blade, Black Panther 3, Fantastic Four sequel. This is the first we've heard about a sequel to the Fantastic Four. First steps being in development. Marvel is seemingly confident in the reboot's success if it's already mulling over a follow-up. Marvel's first family will be front and center in Avengers Doomsday. So, provided their first MCU movie does solid box office numbers, a sequel is likely to be a priority. After all, sequels sell tickets. That would presumably bring the Fantastic Four into the modern day, with the team now residing in the world of heroes rather than the one where they're the Earth's only protectors. That next era of storytelling is likely where we're going to meet the Norrin Rad version of the Silver Surfer. Of course, if you want another Fantastic Four movie, now would be a good time to buy tickets for first steps, is what people are saying there. Yeah, I think with pre-ticket sales and the kind of hope that they have, and I think the obvious is, yes, we're going to put together a sequel because our tickets are doing well. We feel it is going to do well. Let's greenlight this. I think the other thing is the storytelling aspect of it. I think that they're crucial to what's moving forward. So does it surprise you at all that this is in development?
No, I mean a little bit in the sense that I feel like Marvel was so heavy on the we're slowing down and seeing what's working and seeing how it's received. But on the other end, it kind of feels like a no-brainer just based off the cast, the story, the characters, and the story moving forward. So I don't know. It's like it always kind of rubs me a little bit the wrong way because I'd like to just have like normal reception by the people and then us figure it out. But I get it, and I'm probably gonna love this movie and want a sequel, so it's not like I'm complaining. I love the natural progression of fan reaction and then decisions.
Yeah, which I understand. And look, they didn't necessarily, confirm it though, did they? It seems like it's more like a report. So that's one of the things.
Right.
Always like it's like this is when it's coming out. All they did is really hold some dates. The other point that's made that I think is very valid is that Disney has that strategy of saying, okay, look, let's just hold 4 Marvel dates, and we have all these Fox movies and stuff too that if we need to move one of them, we'll just we'll hold it, and nobody else can steal our spot.
Right.
So that makes sense that they would do that. But I asked the audience, what do you think, man? Fantastic Four 2, should they already be planning this? Or as Steph says, hold your horses. Let's see what they're going to do. Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Before we move on to some more stories, and we got a ton of them, let me tell you about Trade Coffee. They're back. And Hydro. And then we will get into some more stories. Man, oh man, I get it. You're like, I have my go-to coffee. I'm good. It's familiar. It does the job. Yeah, but then I tell you that you're missing out on something way better. Trade. They introduce you to new, freshly roasted coffees, and they're next level good. Once you taste it, there's no going back. I'm not kidding you. It'll ruin boring coffee for you forever in the best way possible. Trade is the #1 coffee destination, bringing you fresh coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. You take their quiz, and in under a minute, they're going to match you with the perfect coffee. If that first bag isn't quite right, Trade's going to replace it for free until they nail it. Trade's prices are on par with grocery store brands, but the quality, it's next level. Plus, you're supporting local roasters, and it is a win-win. I love it. I've been using them for so long. I've been talking to me. If you've been listening to this show, you know how much Trade is like my thing. I have this big bag right now. I'm going to switch over to the next big bag because that one's out, and I've been using it. I've been every morning just been like, oh, here we go. I get excited for my coffee because of Trade. Right now, Trade is offering our listeners 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/Kristian. Exclusive offer for you guys. That's drinktrade, TRADE.com, Kristian, for 50% off your 1-month trial. drinktrade.com/Kristian. Warm weather hits suddenly. I'm juggling vacations. There's visitors, zero routine. Hydro brings me back to that structure so I can get quick, efficient workouts that keep me feeling grounded no matter what my calendar looks like. So for Hydro, if you didn't know, I've been telling you guys, I've been going and working out 4 days a week, but I need other things sometimes when I can't get to the gym. And I've been really loving Hydro. There's one thing that I love, you never get bored. Hydro's got tons of workouts with actual Olympians, and they're filmed in these gorgeous outdoor spots all over the world. It makes it way easier to stay motivated. Doesn't matter if you're training hard or just trying to stay active. Hydro really meets you where you're at. It's low impact, so it's easy on your joints, but still gives you that perfect mix of strength and cardio. If you're on the fence, there's a free shipping, 30-day risk-free trial, and Hydro offers a full-year warranty. Honestly, no pressure. Just try it and see how it feels. Getting a good sweat used to mean hours in the gym. Hydro, you can do it all at home on my schedule, 20 minutes. Rowing on my Hydro gets me that full-body workout without ever having to leave my house. It's so easy. I have it set up now. I was so excited when I got it, and it really does. You feel like you can't even describe how amazing it is to hit all of these spots. So you can skip the gym, not the workout. Stay on track with Hydro. For a limited time, go to hydro.com and use the code Kristian to save up to $470 off your Hydro. HYDROW.com. Use that code Kristian. Save up to $475. Hydro.com. Use the code Kristian. Thank you to Hydro. Thank you to Trade Coffee. And as I say, you can help out the show tremendously when you help yourself out and get yourself something great. And I just gave you 2 amazing options. I just during the break, Steph, I just saw I got a Jurassic World screening. I'm very curious about it. I think is what I'm going to say. I'm curious about that one. What I'm bummed about is it happened again. This F1 screening. I got an F1 screening for last week. I was supposed to, like I told yesterday on the show, the premiere was Monday. Warner Brothers was very nice to invite me, but it was old man energy. It was too late. I don't care about premieres. And it was like, I'll wait I was like, if there's another screening, I'll go to that. There is another screening. It happens to land right at the same time as the new Megan movie, which I'm gonna have to miss Megan because I'm not missing F1 again. I'm just not doing it.
I hear you.
I've come around on Megan. When I saw it in the theater, I didn't like it originally. Then I realized a little bit more what it was, the first one, and I actually am intrigued about the second one because it looks so batshit crazy. But I'm probably just going to have to do a reaction to that one with Tina or something when it comes out because, like I did with Final Destination. Are you excited for any of those movies?
Yeah, I'm really curious to see Jurassic. I haven't loved the last few installments. I haven't seen actually all of them, but I like the casting and I think it looks fun and I'm just curious what they're going to do with it because it feels like there's so many Jurassic movies. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then F1 looks really great. I love the cast. And I love a like a sports movie, any type of sports movie. So
I don't know why race car movies just do it for me. I don't even know if I've ever even watched NASCAR or anything too, but I can tell you so many race car movies that I loved, whether it was Rush, Ford versus Ferrari, Days of Thunder, so many different movies that I just
Talladega Nights.
Sure. But like and now this one. Yeah, I'm just and plus same director as Top Gun Maverick. Great reviews.
Yeah.
I'm on board. I can't wait to see it. It's one of my highly anticipated films. So next week's gonna be pretty solid. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for that one. And then Jurassic World. Like I said, I'm very curious about it. I want to see how that one is gonna play. The first reactions started to come out a little bit more. We read yesterday's and there were a couple of them, but they were right after the premiere. But then there are people who saw it yesterday that I started seeing people trickle out. I saw Perry's, but it's hard for me to judge Perry's reactions on Jurassic World because she's such a big Jurassic Park fan.
Right.
So I don't think I've ever heard her say anything negative about any Jurassic Park movie. And that very well may not be true. She might not have liked some of the Jurassic Worlds, but she just goes into that's her thing. She loves Jurassic World. So her thoughts, I was like, okay, I see what she's saying, but I don't know how much she loves it. So it's like I got to take that one for that particular thing with Perry. I got to take it with a grain of salt because she loves Jurassic World so much.
I know, it's so cute. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I'm glad she liked it. That's what matters. For those big franchises, I just hope that the major fans have fun with it.
Yeah. No, Ed, I know I got invited to that one too, but the one that I'm going to, I got to see. I'm so confused. I got to look and see. There's what I'm afraid is going to happen. Now I'm going to look at this right now because now Ed just said something that made me get nervous because there was three screenings that came in. So here's the first one I'm looking at right now, and we have let's see, Megan is going to be. Let's see when that is. Oh, there's no more. Shoot. When the hell is it? I think it was on. I can't remember when it was. Okay. So
but I am excited to see Megan too. Megan 1 was a shocker for me. I love that girl.
Yeah. We're going to say, now I got to see when the screening actually hit. Makes me nervous. Anyway, I don't know. I got to look. I got to double check. Riveting television at this moment. All right. Let's also get to something else that we were still talking about this. It looks like we have our X-Men director confirmed. Apparently, Jack Schreier will officially direct the X-Men reboot film. This is rumored, and he previously directed Thunderbolts. So this is coming in from Variety. So I'll tell you, I love this call, and I also love this call because they didn't back out of it because the movie didn't make money. You know, like that happens all the time. Well, the movie didn't make money. We got to bail on them. Nothing to do with the director. The movie got very highly. People who saw it, fans dug it, and for the critics who saw it, they dug it. He painted a really good story. He made characters that aren't very well known, likable or relatable and had a great dynamic, and he put together, and it was a team dynamic, which is super important with the X-Men. So it's the right choice in my book. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think this is a great choice. It makes sense. It's so different working with major casts and a lot of different characters than just like a singular telling, and I think he accomplished that really well. So that makes complete sense, and he probably knows how the workings are in terms of production with Marvel specifically, and people probably really liked working with him, which I think is like all a good ingredients for following movies.
Yep. I agree. So I think, and I, and you liked Thunderbolts also, and I think that you saw it, right? You saw Thunderbolts. Oh, she's in deep thought, very deep thought.
I loved it. My back.
Kind of. Yeah, now you are. The camera looks
okay. I love Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm still working on the lighting. I need your advice. I'll ask you after.
Yeah, you should get on a call with Brett.
Okay.
He'll help you with the lighting, or even Luke. Luke could help too. But it looked good. Oh, apparently, okay, it's not true. They didn't get Striar. Someone said they didn't get Striar. I don't know. Well, either way, curious if it's going to happen. If he is the right choice, if he isn't the right choice, put your thoughts in there. Tell us what you think. So Variety says it is true. Other people say it's not true. Who the hell knows? I don't know. What I do know is that I saw 28 Years Later. The movie has the reviews in. I'm going to have my full non-spoiler review out. I had my out of the theater reaction come out yesterday. 28 years later, the reviews are in. More than 2 decades after introducing the concept of fast zombies, and 28 days later, Danny Boyle delivers the first of a new trilogy with 28 Years Later, and the results are very good, it seems. With 85 reviews counted, sits at 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, ahead of the 87% of the original, 72 of 28 weeks later. Metacritic, it sits at 78 out of 100 from 31 reviews, putting it ahead of the original film at 73 out of 105 on Boyle's overall filmography. Slumdog Millionaire is number 1. Compared to other zombie works, it's coming behind the 84 out of 100, 81 out of 100 on the 2 seasons of The Last of Us, and in between the 96 and 92 scores for the same on Rotten Tomatoes. It is going fairly in line with the film Train to Busan, which also sits at 95% on Rotten Tomatoes and a slightly lower 73 out of 100 on Metacritic. Here's a sampling of reviews. Let's see. Liz Shannon Miller. I always read Liz Shannon Miller. I seem to be on the same page with Liz Shannon Miller a lot these days. Boyle and Garland's return to the franchise seems deliberately set on reinventing as many cliches as it can, while also exploding our assumptions about what a zombie movie might be. Typically, we look to adrenaline-fueled entertainment for a catharsis, but Boyle's thrilling reboot offers enlightenment as well. It's Peter DeBruge. Let's see anybody else. Let's see what Bibbs said. The filmmakers haven't redefined the zombie genre, but they've refocused their own culturally significant riff into a lush, fascinating epic that has way more to say about being human than it does about re-killing the dead. That's from Bibbs. Wow, look at that. Bibbs and I agree. That never happens. And then the film is reportedly projected to have a $28 to $30 million domestic and $56 million global. So, Steph, any interest in this movie whatsoever?
Yes, I saw 28 Days Later recently, the Cillian Murphy one.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was so I was like, what? Where was I? This is excellent. So I love this. I really like both installments, and I'm excited for this. That kind of is a bummer that it's not being received well. I'm kind of shocked about that.
Not being received well. It's got 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, well, the last few reviews I feel like didn't feel that great to me, but I didn't hear the original part.
Yeah.
I think it was putting out. Oh, that's great.
It's
okay. For some reason I heard like 33%.
No.
Okay.
No.
I was like, damn.
Crazy. And now my review, it's excellent. It's an excellent film. It's a really, really solid film. And what I love about it, even though, like I said, someone told me it's like a $50-60 million budget. What I loved about it is it felt like a $20 or $30 million budget. It's shot like an old school film. Aaron Taylor Johnson is wonderful in this role. The kid.
Good.
Oh man, the kid, and then Jodie Comer. All the performances are just top notch. But it's the way that it's shot, and Danny Boyle clearly is the star of this movie, and it's the way that it's shot. It's like, even when there's certain kills, it's like the intensity of it, and like sometimes I feel that a director can get too carried away with style and that it overtakes the substance of it, right? This is one of those occasions where that is the opposite. This is the style that actually builds the substance. There's certain ways of certain things that happen, and even when, like, if there's like an arrow shot and the way that he cuts the camera and you see it kind of go in, and he does these kind of really jarring cuts with these big loud music at times, but it helps like build the tension in the scenes, and it's just very engaging, and the world is so rich. Like, you understand the rules. He sets it up so well. You know what's happening in this world, and it's a father and son story, mother and son story, family story. The idea, like, and I agreed with everything that Bibb said about what it is to be human in general. That's really what the essence of the story is about. But it just has like this kind of old school filmmaking way that Danny Boyle has about him that you just don't see anymore. And the idea that they have this in the theater, and you could easily make a repetitive genre film that doesn't feel fresh at all because you've seen it a billion times. This was engaging. There's some humor in it. There's a lot of things. There's a zombie with a big massive penis running around. So there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening.
I'm so excited. Okay, damn my internet problems, because I misheard that. That is great news, because I would have been actually pretty shocked just based off of the lived in world we already have to work with. But I'm really glad it was shot like that, because that was part of the reason I loved the first one. The first one looks like part of it. Yeah. Someone has their camera while the apocalypse was going down and running with the main characters.
Yeah, it feels like it's part of it. It doesn't feel like, sometimes there's a movie that they're like, oh, well, now that we've made some money, now it's a franchise. Let's put a lot of money into it, make it look like it's got more money. It doesn't really feel like it's part of the world. This costs more money to make, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like it's part of the world. It's part of the world. And, Aaron Taylor Johnson, no matter what he's in, he just elevates the scenes. He's so good in this. He's him and his son. And and this is what I like about movies like this, similar to like Sinners, right? It's not like, because Sinners could have just been a vampire movie, but it wasn't. Mm-hmm. You mentioned it before. It's about like the twins and their story and what they did leading up to it, and their time in Chicago and how they got there. And like, there's backstory, there's character, you care. Similar to what's going on here. There's things going on with this family. There's stuff going on with the mother and the father and the son, and the things that they have to do, and what they're dealing with, their family dynamic, and what the kid is trying to learn, and what the kid's trying to preserve, and what the father wants to do, what the mother needs to do. And it's like, that to me is the essence of it in the zombie world. Because if it's just a zombie movie, it's like, yeah, all right, got it. You shoot the zombie looks like he stinks, and let's run away. But yeah, to me, this movie plays really, really well. Frozen in time, frozen in time. What are you doing when you're frozen in time? Oh, not frozen anymore. Coming back from the dead.
You fat.
Yeah, you're back.
Gosh. That was my audition for
it was good.
28 Years Later Part 2.
You got the role.
Yes.
You definitely got the role as a vegan influencer.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
We're coming along on that one. We're coming along. So we get to yell at each other.
Can I say like falafel like 40 times?
1,000,000%. You absolutely can. I'm here to promote my new falafel.
Oh, can I get some falafel?
1,000,000,000%. You guys have seen it here. When you see the pilot eventually, God willing that we get the thing funded, you'll be watching the show that falafel was originated from.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anyway, 28 years later, guys, you want to see it? Do you not want to see it? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Steph, I got good news. I got bad news.
Oh, no. Okay. Let's start with the bad news.
The bad news is you got 12 questions.
Oh, my God, guys.
I know.
What's going on? How are we not connecting?
I'm not sure. But the good news, you have more than 0.
Yep. Okay.
So, yeah. So in order to beat John Rocha, you need 101 to tie within an hour.
Okay.
I don't know if it can happen, but we're going to see.
Oh, yeah.
Kris Carr yesterday was Kris Carr before we were about to sign off. She pulled a U. We were at like 35 or something. She ended the show at like 85. So who knows? This is Steph Sabraw we're talking about. She could wind up leaving today with 114 after a dramatic comeback. But we shall see. Steph, what's going on with the channel? What's going on with YouTube's in general? What do you got going on before we move to the questions?
Okay, so basically everything's pretty much ready to go. I just have some final touches to make, and then I have a few questions for Kristian specifically on the parameters of the first month. But we're arriving. So go ahead and subscribe now.
Give me the link. Text me the link, and I'll put that in the chat right now so people can go sign up to that right now. And then B, I'll put it in the description moving forward so people can check out every time you're on the show.
Amazing. Okay, great.
Send that to me. Okay. Good. So we'll throw that in the chat in just a moment, guys. And then you guys subscribe to Steph's channel. But let's see if we can get Steph the win today. Joe Ryder, you say that Star Wars should go to Apple because they have FU money. But even if Star Wars TV movies with Disney are mid, I'd say their money made from parks merch is far more. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm just saying that it's honestly, Joe, it's less about the FU money of it all. It's just that they can bring in the kind of writers and people that they need and not have any pressure from Iger or anybody else trying to make them whatever. They don't even need theatrical releases. That's kind of what I meant as far as the kind of money where they're not stressing about the money, but they bring in their creative teams that they're bringing in. It just seems like their structure is better. Like they know, like, okay, we've got our studio. We know that the creative heads we're going to build out this person who knows this topic, who knows this thing, who can get this person to do this. And we're going to let the creatives be creative. That's what I want to see. And it's a little bit more adult too. I think that we can get a little bit more of like Andor type of vibe moving forward, but we'll see.
And I think when we talked about it, we really clearly discussed that probably the only path, and a path that I actually would like going with this, which won't happen, but if it did, is that Disney would keep the rights to like the toys in the theme park. And then in terms of the movies and moving forward, it would be Apple.
That's what, see, from what I heard, the rumor was that this was already like in the works and was discussed, Apple and but I think Apple didn't want the theme park stuff and didn't want to be involved in that. So I can't remember what the extent was, something along those lines, and that's what broke the deal. Like they wanted more. They just wanted the Star Wars stuff or something else, and then there was too much more involved with it. From what I remember hearing, I don't know how true that is or not, but that's what I remember.
Okay.
Mike Joyce, how would you feel if Eternia in the live action He-Man movie is in the center of the Earth? Boo. Like Looney Tunes Land in Space Jam. That would be, it would be like being in a car with someone who ate too much In-N-Out and they rolled up the windows and the locks broke and they just start farting the whole time.
Oh my God. What do you think about the He-Man photo?
Decent so far. I like Travis Knight. I have faith in Travis Knight. I don't like the Earth thing at all. But I like Travis Knight, so I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt because I feel like it's only going to be on Earth for a little bit. I'm going to do my little shake of the head eye roll in the theater when it happens, and then when they get to Eternia, I'm gonna be like, okay, let's stay here because I do like that's what the Masters of the Universe of Dolph Lundgren thing did. They were on Earth the whole damn time. They stopped except the end, the beginning and the end.
What do you think about like He-Man's physicality? Because I saw a lot of people being like, he's not muscular enough.
I don't mind that. We'll see how he looks and see how he performs in the role.
Right.
Connor Mullis says my coffee tastes like ketchup. I don't think you're drinking coffee. Connor also says,
"What? That sucks, Connor."
Yeah, the wind is blowing my hair and it tickles. I love it. Good, Connor.
You need trade coffee.
100%. You need trade coffee. Go Pal. Support. I'll have to check out the replay. Please do.
We'll miss you, Go Pal.
Yes, you are missing right now because you. The good news.
I need you, Go Pal.
Steph, right now, good news is that you're no longer 101 away.
Okay.
You're 100 away.
Okay.
Trent Holtzman became a YouTube member. Good time to do it. Read that comic book. Oh yeah, and this is to everybody yesterday members. An apology. We do 2 exclusive live streams every month, and I was set right after this show with Kris Carr, but I got an emergency phone call from the wife yesterday. Everything's fine, but I had to do something. I had to leave the office. I had to drive somewhere, did something, got it done, got out of there, got back right as I got back. Sam got here, and we did our reaction. So by the time I got there, the stream was over. But PLD held it down. We're gonna try to reschedule in another one. So apologies to anybody who was there and was bummed that I wasn't able to make it. Connor Mullis, favorite brand of spray paint. I like Rust-Oleum. That was my favorite too. Their taste the best. Oh, good. Connor's been,
oh my God.
Connor's been losing his mind lately the last couple of days, but he's been doing it via super chat. So we're following his journey into madness.
Okay, Connor.
Yeah. Jake, Kristian, can you do an impression of Arnold discovering the alien planet in Predator Badlands after coming out of a cryo sleep? Let's see. Where the hell am I? Oh, I'm just standing around. I've been sleeping for years. Last I know, I had a cigar in my mouth. He said red shirt. And they said, who the hell are you? What the hell are you? And he said, what the hell are you? And then the next thing I know, I was bummed in the mud on my face in the helicopter, and I wasn't going to say anything, and I didn't. And then they say, hey, you got to come back and be there at the Gary Busey. Somebody is sleeping. I will not be there. I won't be there for Danny Glover. I won't be there if Shane Black does another movie there. I will not be there. How about the comics and the crossover with the alien? I will not be there. But I will wake up there and say, there's everyone. Look at them. There's the Badlands Predator. Who's that guy? He's not very big. I'm bigger than this Predator. Could have taken him off. Milk is for babies. There you go.
You're an Arnold savant. I have to say, I feel like I've seen so many Arnold, Denzel Washington. There's like a few other old stars that are just dipping their toes into like not really caring what the appearance is really what people care. Arnold Schwarzenegger is so much more lovable than I thought.
Come on.
I didn't know that.
You didn't watch
compliments. No, I'm not talking about his acting.
Yeah.
In his interviews, he gives the most genuine compliments to people.
How do you think he got elected to be governor?
I was 5.
I know, that's ridiculous.
I don't know who he was. I don't know. I just know all I saw was this big man in Terminator and an action star. Yeah. And I knew he became governor.
He's incredibly charming.
He's a sweet guy.
Incredibly charming.
Yeah.
I tell you the best. I tell this story all the time. When he was at his height, I mean, he was obviously, there was no bigger movie star than Arnold Schwarzenegger at one point in time. And as every movie starts to fall, and what happens is the press at that point, you're Teflon for a bit until you're not, right? And so when he was still married to Maria Shriver, there was a big, huge Entertainment Weekly article that came out, and it was going over all of his exploits and everybody that the people had said that he had done cheating and done all these different things and various women and stories. And there were all of these stories inside of this thing. They were legendary. And so my favorite one that I quote all the time, I'm sure I've said it on the show 1,000 times, is when there was an account of I don't know if I can't remember if it was a male assistant or a female assistant who walked in an Arnold trailer and he was going down on some woman. And he pops up. He goes, come on, eating is not cheating. It's my favorite thing I ever read in my life.
Stop. And is this real?
There's so many different stories like that. There are other ones it was the best. And then when I hear other stories about, like I said, when Joe Manganiello told me the story about where he said, and he's like, Arnold, I'm getting, here's this cookie that I have, and I'm going to get Do you want some milk with it? He's like, come on, milk is for babies. It's stuff like that that makes me believe that's 100% true.
Right. It's like he's a walking one-liner.
100% eating is not cheating. Come on.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he definitely dropped the bag with Maria Shriver. Can't defend him there.
No,
but he has some charming moments.
Yes. You know where I do give him tons of props? So he had he had that affair with the maid and he had the kid with the maid, right? He works out with that kid. He's in that kid's life. He treats that kid just like he treats his other kids. And he didn't abandon. There's a lot of stories where people like that have abandoned their kids and don't even send them money, and that's it. Arnold is there for this kid. He does interviews.
Yeah, Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan does the same thing.
He has a kid that he hasn't claimed his entire life.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you cannot do that. You say, hey,
no, you can't.
I can't. Listen. You look at him. He is big. He is strong. He looks like me and his mother. So people go, who are you? And they say, I cannot say this. She doesn't look at me. Of course he does. Look at him. He jumps. He moves. He's strong. Come on. All right, Alex.
Eating ain't cheating.
No, eating is not cheating. On the list of episodes for Ironheart, the M is highlighted on episode 5. Karma's a glitch. Maybe will we get Sacha Baron Cohen after all? Support for Steph. Yeah, they said Mephisto's supposed to come into this show. We'll see. Like I said, I'm going to start watching it with Sam tomorrow. I get some, and then we're going to release them when they come out. We'll have 1 through 3 and 3 through 6 as 2 videos. So there'll be a break. Man, people are relentless about. They want Sam to watch Agatha. They really wanted to watch Agatha. So I might have to.
Oh yeah.
Because my thing was I already did that on my channel with Sadie, right? So, but I might have to bend the knee here to the audience. I really ask. Ed at the movies. Happy to help Mike realize his true potential. # tank. I got to show you some of these other tank pictures. I don't know if Luke or if PLD are watching, but if you can go on Twitter and text me any of those pictures, I'll try to pull them up and put some more in here. 17 right now. 17.
Okay.
Larry Kortowitz. Hey, Kristian, saw Phoenician Scheme last night. It was hilarious, surprisingly violent at times, and Benicio is incredible. I recommend it. I saw the trailer. I really want it. It's a new Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. I'll check it out when it comes out for sure.
Yeah, I'll see every Wes Anderson movie until my last day.
Yeah, he does. I mean, they're fairly the same now, style wise, but it's just a matter of if you're caring about it or not. Tim, do you think Sam will like or hate Ant-Man 3? I'm going to kind of take a page out of Steph's book here and say I don't know how she's going to react to this one. I feel like she's not. I feel like she won't hate it. I feel like she'll kind of be like there'll be moments that she'll be excited when it starts because she loves Ant-Man, but I think she's going to like it the least out of the 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since I saw it, but I think where she's going to love it. She's going to love that Loki is her favorite scene, her favorite show. She loves Loki. So when they show that post-credit scene at the end, she's going to lose it.
Yeah. Loki's a great show.
She loves Loki. She's had such a up and down relationship with Loki all the way through. Loki's like one of her favorite characters. So she has no idea season 2 is coming. I pranked her yesterday and told her, I said, all right, here's season 2 of She-Hulk, and she almost fought me. I said to her, because she hated Eternals. She hated it.
Wow.
I like Eternals. She hated Eternals, and she hated Eternals even more because the Marvels, no, not the Marvels, but Captain Marvel was on her bottom, and then it was Hulk 72. We got to go back to the rankings because I said, what do you she said at the end of it, she goes, this is even worse than the Eternals. Like, you would rather watch the Eternals again, like 3-hour movie, than watch She-Hulk again? She's like, all day. She hated She-Hulk so much.
Oh my gosh.
She hated it. Hilarious.
That's surprising. Yeah, I'd love to see her overall ranking.
Yeah. She laughed at some of the jokes. I mean, but it
was just the overall show didn't work for her.
Tone. She didn't like that it took itself like it was like such a goofy show. Okay. Yeah. She loved Daredevil though. She loved Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Did she watch the Netflix show before or just okay? She just went.
That was her first introduction to him. So like again, the audience is like if I could have Sam come to the office every day and shoot all day, then I would do all these different things. But I only get
that would have been so hard to do. It's 3
impossible.
seasons and each episode's an hour.
And they're like 13 episodes each.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would have been crazy.
And it's 4 seasons if you're going to include the new MCU one.
Yeah.
Spidey Sensei, was the alpha zombie with his hog hanging out Jason Momoa? No, he was I think he's an ex-wrestler. Just saw 28 years later, and that dude looked just like him. Yeah, no, that wasn't Momoa, but he's got a Momoa look. And trust me, if it was Momoa, every woman would be running around talking about how he's got his hog running around the whole time. So it wasn't. But you do get a lot of close-ups of the zombie penis. Unheard Sirens Incorporated. Why do I feel like Connor is trying to out Gary Busey? You know, that's what I should do. Is the next time Connor sends in a super chat, I'm going to read it as Gary Busey.
Yeah.
Poot Shoot Riot. Excited to see 28 years tonight. They shot the movies with iPhones. Be cool if Disney did an animated Force Unleashed series. Hashtag Steve's nuts. There you go.
The Poot Shoot Riot. Your icon photo is hysterical.
What is that?
It's Michael Jackson's face in Wolverine, and it says Wolverine.
Hilarious. That is really funny. That's it. What did he say there? He said, as far as 28 years later, shot on iPhones. No, I like that they shot it on an iPhone. It almost felt like they shot it on film, to be honest with you, the way that they shot it. I liked the effects they did to it. That was great. Armada, with that hair, Cher Sabraw. Yeah, you did
Amazing.
Cher hair. I did. I like the Cher hair.
Thank you.
We're almost at 20, Steph. Not bad. Good fight back. Good fight back. Mark Crisanelli, have you seen Predator Killer of Killers? I started it and not bad. Pretty good. Trachtenberg gets it. It's on Disney Plus, but no one's talking about it. Looking forward to Badlands. I watched the first it's like a bunch of different things that happen. Like it's like an anthology. So I saw the Viking one. I didn't get past it yet. Did you start watching it, Steph?
No, not yet, because I haven't seen any of these movies. So I want to start right.
You haven't seen the original?
No.
Do you know how mad this is?
I know.
I wish that I would have started doing all these film reaction everything like 3 years ago, because all my crew that I found is going on other people's channels doing it.
I know.
I gotta get it. I should have done that back then. Alex, Kristian, I adore you, but watching you watch Agatha isn't the same thing as watching Sam. Please, I know, I get it, and I understand that's the draw. The draw is that we get it. You saw it already. You reacted to it. We haven't seen Sam react to it. We want to see Sam see what she thinks. She's on the journey. Gotta let her see it. The problem this is what I said actually, and I'm glad you brought it up, Alex. And thank you for the kind words, my friend. I said this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna watch the first 2 or 3 episodes, Sam and I, and then I'm gonna release it on YouTube. If it does poorly, I ain't doing more. That's it.
I get that.
I'm not pushing a full series. She can watch the rest of it on her own. If you guys don't watch, you give me this much crap, and you don't watch it, then I ain't doing it. How about that?
I agree. I think that's totally fair, guys. You hear it now. These are his boundaries. We gotta respect it.
Yes. Thank you. Wolves, Steph, you're gorgeous. Green tip or not?
Thank you. I do miss my green tips. I'm glad that now it will live forever in this comic book.
Yes. I'm telling you, this is I cannot wait to get everybody together to do that comic. It's gonna be like we're doing.
I know. I'm so excited that there's like 2 kind of new projects that are using all of your skill sets.
Well, I'm really excited for the pilot. I mean, I really am. I was going back and forth with Martini just now, and we're like, she added. After I get off here and I put the Spotify up and all that, I'm gonna do a couple of tweaks to the screenplay, the story, and I tell you, like, because Chris Stuckman is someone that I have known for a long time, and he essentially did what I want to do with this pilot, right? He crowdfunded his entire film, and it's coming out real soon now in the movies. And he got Flanagan, people who got involved with it. He got a budget for it afterwards too. But I want to shoot this pilot stuff in the vein. I want it to look like a Netflix, Hulu pilot. It's a dramedy, and it's gonna, and I already have locations picked out for it. It's gonna be, it's something I've had an idea for 10 years or more, and I want to bring it to life.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I cannot wait. And I feel like it's a great time because you started and now accomplished your channel, which is growing.
Yeah.
And it's like now you can do other stuff at the same time.
I'm hoping. I mean, that's the thing, is that I want to do and the story, and I also think that Hacks has done this very well. I want to show that you don't have to be in your early to mid 30s in order to be, the focus of a show and make it interesting, right? So when both myself and Martini are going to be the two focuses of the show, but then you're going to sprinkle it out with, like, obviously different ages with yourself, Roxy, other people. I'm bringing tons of people in to do it, and I think we're gonna have like a really colorful cast. So we'll see. Yeah,
so exciting.
Well, good news for you, Steph. Even though you're at 22 and we're almost signed up, I just saw Derek Johnson enter the chat, so who knows?
Okay.
Armada. I guess that Mike invested in that Sydney Sweeney bathwater. That was hilarious yesterday. You know that stuff going on with Sydney Sweeney in the bath. Gross. But Mike said, what did Mike say? You got to soap up your nuts and your pits with that water and soap it up. When he said soap it up, I lost my mind. That's funny. All right. So right now, this is the last one for now. Matthew Garrett, don't time me out. Coy, Winston, Rocha, and Sufferable. Grateful for Steph and Mike. Kristian. I won't time you out. I don't agree with you. You didn't say anything. That's your opinion. I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with you.
I'm so glad. Thank you for keeping me off the list.
Hey, likes you. Okay. So, right now, 23, Steph.
It's my lucky number, but not lucky in terms of the show.
We'll see, because you never know. I'm gonna give the audience a chance. If they want to keep us on, they can, and keep Steph going and see if you can get them to beat Rocha. If not, we sign up. We'll be back tomorrow, and the Capes and Cowls guy will try to take out Rocha and see if they can win their 4th in a row, which has never been done before. So, Steph, before we go, one more thing. Anything else you got going on that you want people to check out?
No, I gave Kristian the link so you guys can look out for it. Just youtube.com/Steph Sabraw, and I will be posting there very, very soon.
Okay, we got Matthew Garrett again comes in and says, Kristian knows why I don't care for them. You just said they're insufferable. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Well, it's funny because they're all on separate days.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
it's true. Well, I guess Kris Carr, she avoided the wrath as well. So there you go.
Yeah, nice, Kris and Roxy.
Hell yeah. Okay, Steph. Oh, I'm just about to hit the button. Look at that. Wolves got to go, but I hope Steph wins. Well, thank you, Wolves.
Be here next Thursday. Support me next Thursday, guys. Let's all get ready. We have a week to prep.
We have a week to prep. So next week, can Steph get back on the horse? We shall see. Today wasn't the day, but we had some great conversation, great stories. Oh, Matthew Garrett again, following it up. What did you think about the Wayland logo in the eyes of the robot in the new Predator trailer? I didn't see that in the new trailer, to be honest. Is there a new one that just came out? I've only seen that first one that came out, and it didn't do it for me as much, the first trailer, because I just thought that I didn't like the look of the new Predator. Like the lead Predator just looked like a guy in a mask. Didn't really seem like a real Predator. He's little, but that could change immediately. So we shall see. Have you seen those trailers?
No, I haven't, because I actually think I'm gonna love this franchise, and I just want to go into it blind.
Yeah. Derek Johnson giving you a little love here, saying, sorry I was late, Steph. Next time.
Yes, next time, Derek. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Next time. And I think that is it for everybody here today. I want to thank Steph. I want to do that again when you scratched your arm from the side there. It looks like someone's yeah, no, now it doesn't, but now it did. Yeah, it looks like Cousin It or something doing the thing, whatever doing. Yeah, looks like thing. All right, thank you, Matthew Garrett. Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Once again, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. Make sure you are commenting on this channel, on the replay, and of course on the Clips channel. Please go and do that. Thanks to Steph. Thanks to all you guys. We'll see you guys on the flip side.
Mustard.
Hell yeah.